Have you ever had one of those days where you just feel, I don't know, utterly scattered?
Oh, definitely. Like your mind's going in a dozen different directions at once.
Exactly. You're trying to focus, but you feel kind of pulled everywhere. And even when you're physically there, part of you feels just too in the clouds.
Yeah. Maybe you're looking at your computer, but you're actually thinking about that conversation from yesterday, or what you need from the store.
Or that weird noise your car was making. It's like your attention is just drifting. Makes it really hard to connect with what's happening right now. Does that sound familiar to you guys listening?
It's super common, especially now. Life moves so fast. We're just bombarded with information and to-do list demands.
Yeah, stimuli everywhere.
Right. So it's really easy to feel overwhelmed, maybe a bit drained, and just fundamentally disconnected from yourself sometimes.
And when that happens, it must be hard to even know where your own energy stops and starts, or what actually matters right now.
Precisely. You might be physically present, but energetically miles away.
Absolutely. And that exact feeling, that sense of being unanchored or having your energy kind of spread thin, that's what we're diving into today on the 4Q Boundary Deep Dive.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Grace.
Yeah, welcome. And I'm Matthew. We're here, as always, to unpack a stack of really fascinating sources for you from the 4Q Boundaries archives, pulling out those key nuggets of wisdom, and basically give you a shortcut to being well-informed.
And today, our focus is squarely on spiritual boundaries.
Spiritual boundaries, okay?
That's right. And when we talk about spiritual boundaries, we're really introducing this idea of your energetic spiritual body.
Okay. Spiritual body.
Think of it as your intrinsic link to your spiritual self, that deep core of who you are, sort of beyond just thoughts and emotions.
Interesting?
And what's really fascinating, according to the sources we looked at, is that you sense the spiritual body in a unique way through your felt senses.
Felt senses. Okay. You got to elaborate on that. What does that actually feel like?
Yeah. So imagine your felt senses are like your body's subtle intuitive radar system. It's not logical, not thought-based. It's a direct, almost physical experience.
Like a gut feeling, sort of. Think about that tiny tingle you might get if someone stands just a bit too close behind you.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know that feeling.
Or, that immediate sense of calm or spaciousness that washes over you when you step into a place you love, like a quiet park, or maybe just looking at a wide open view.
Right.
That's your spiritual body picking up on energetic information. It's that subtle feeling that knowing you can't quite explain rationally. And this spiritual body, it's constantly trying to find what our sources call present moment homeostasis.
Present moment homeostasis. Okay, break that down.
It basically means it's always trying to bring you back to a state of natural balance, right here, right now, in your physical experience.
Okay, so if it's always trying to pull us back to balance in the present, what does that mean for us? Our mission for this deep dive is really to explore how you can actively keep a healthy, grounded connection to that spiritual energy.
We'll get into recognizing when your tension starts to drift off, or you feel disconnected. And crucially, how you can integrate your energy back, maybe from past stuff or those, sneaky ways we tend to avoid things.
Yeah, the avoidance piece is big.
Right. The goal here is to share some maybe surprising facts, practical insights, things that really foster wholeness, authentic connection, help you sidestep that escapism or that emotional checking out we all sometimes do.
Exactly. And it's important to understand when we talk about the spiritual body, it's not some totally abstract, detached idea. Our sources are clear. It's an energetic field. It permeates and surrounds your physical body, your organs even.
Wow, okay.
It acts like a bridge, really connecting you to deeper parts of yourself. And it's intricately linked with your physical, emotional, and mental bodies too. This isn't about religion necessarily or any specific belief system.
It's about the energy itself.
Precisely. It's about recognizing the energy that makes up this body and understanding how it works in your life. You literally experience it through those felt senses we mentioned, that subtle internal shift, a sudden knowing, maybe a feeling of expansion or contraction.
And that push towards homeostasis, towards balance in the present moment. That seems like a really key point from the sources.
It is. It's the constant attempt by your spiritual body to bring you back into equilibrium.
And our sources mention things like daydreaming, even night dreaming, and strong intuition as ways we naturally connect with the spiritual body.
Yeah, those are common experiences of it. It's like your internal GPS, always trying to guide you back to your true north, your core connection. It opens up this direct sense of connection to, the larger energetic field of the universe, you could say.
So it's about recognizing that energy and learning to work with it.
Exactly. So a healthy spiritual boundary then is really about keeping that strong, clear connection to your own unique spiritual energy while staying firmly anchored in your physical reality.
Okay. Anchored is the key word there.
Definitely. It involves consciously observing yourself, noticing those subtle shifts when you start to drift away from the present.
And this drifting, it can be really subtle, right? Like just getting lost in thought while driving.
Totally. Or, getting completely absorbed in a book or a movie, or even a great conversation where you kind of forget where you are for a second. That's natural.
But then there's the other kind of drifting, the more significant kind.
Right. And that's where it gets, a bit trickier.
Yeah. It's when you start using those natural shifts, maybe unconsciously, as a way to escape difficult feelings or tough situations, or just avoiding being fully present with something uncomfortable.
That tendency to just check out from your physical presence, from what's right in front of you.
Our sources really emphasize that a strong spiritual boundary isn't about blocking deeper insights or connections. It's about being able to explore those other states of consciousness.
And then come back. Return to your physical self, keeping a healthy balance.
Like having a spiritual bungee cord. Lets you explore the depths, but always brings you back to solid ground.
That's a perfect analogy. And building that healthy spiritual boundary involves a few key things, according to our sources. First up is presence and awareness.
Okay, being present.
Yeah. Actively developing a stronger sense of being in the moment. Noticing without judging yourself when your attention starts to wander, be it to future worries, past regrets, or just zoning out.
And gently guiding it back.
Gently guiding it back, consciously. It's also about being mindful of how you use those activities that naturally shift awareness. Like, are you watching that show to genuinely relax? Or are you using it to avoid dealing with something else?
So it's the why behind it, and whether you're still truly there, even while relaxing. But what if that drifting has been happening for a while? Maybe after something tough, for instance.
That's a really important point. That brings us to energy retrieval and integration.
Energy retrieval, like getting parts of yourself back?
Kind of. Yeah. If you've gone through trauma or if you habitually check out when things get challenging, a really crucial practice is actively reclaiming your spiritual energy from those past experiences or patterns.
Because it gets stuck there.
Exactly. When your energy is fragmented, stuck in the past, tangled in old stories, it weakens your presence now. So by retrieving and integrating that energy, you bring your spiritual essence back home into your present self.
Strengthening your connection to the here and now.
Right. Making sure your spiritual connection feels authentically yours and grounded in this reality, not pulled back by old energetic threads. Bringing all of you home.
And this seems linked to discernment and alignment, is that right?
Directly. It's about developing that inner GPS, like we said, learning to tell the difference between experiences, people, activities that truly nourish your spirit.
And those that drain you, or distract you, or pull you off your path.
Exactly. Choosing influences that align with your deepest values, that support your growth. It's about knowing your yes and knowing your no.
Saying yes to what lifts you up, no to what dims your light. I like that.
Which naturally leads us straight to balance and grounding.
Grounding comes up again?
It's fundamental. This is about keeping that healthy equilibrium between exploring your expansive spiritual side and staying rooted in your physical reality.
So avoiding that excessive escapism, disappearing into distractions.
Right. Making sure your spiritual practices actually support your overall well-being and deepen your connection to the present moment, rather than just being another way to avoid things. It's a dynamic dance, not a static place you reach.
A constant, gentle redirection. Okay, so this all sounds great, but what are some practical ways our sources suggest we can actually do this? How do we cultivate this strong spiritual body and maintain these boundaries?
Well, the sources consistently point to grounding practices as foundational, and this isn't just a metaphor.
You mean literally connecting to the earth?
Yeah, consciously connecting. It could be as simple as walking barefoot on the grass, feeling the ground under you, or even just feeling your body in the chair right now, the floor under your feet.
Bringing awareness fully into your physical body.
Exactly. And there are specific tools, like something called the grounding cord in the 4Q boundaries framework, that are designed specifically to help release unwanted energy and keep you rooted, even when your thoughts might naturally wander.
And it's not just for general clearing out. You use it specifically for the spiritual body.
You can, yes. When you use a grounding practice with the intention of supporting your spiritual body, you become more aware of those moments you drift or check out. You consciously use that earth connection to release that diffuse, scattered energy that might be causing the drifting or the escaping feeling. You let go of what isn't helping you stay present.
Allowing you to stay consciously connected to your physical self, even while experiencing your spiritual side. That sounds like a really profound shift.
It really can be. Another key practice is self-reflection.
Taking time to actually check in.
Yeah, quietly exploring your spiritual experiences, observing your inner landscape, noticing patterns or tendencies that might show an imbalance.
Like asking yourself, do I zone out a lot when I'm stressed? Or what triggers that feeling of wanting to escape?
Exactly. And doing it with curiosity, not judgment, just neutral observation.
That's a really powerful question for listeners to consider. Because, when you release energy that isn't really yours from your space, our sources call it foreign energy. It often feels like dropping a heavyweight, right? Like that exhaustion after a tough meeting or suddenly feeling irritable around someone angry, even if it wasn't about you.
Yeah, that absorbed energy, it pushes you off balance out of the present. Makes that spiritual drifting much more likely.
So when you focus on your spiritual body with these energy release practices, you're targeting those times your spiritual energy might have checked out or gotten tangled up in maybe external beliefs or absorbed residue from intense experiences.
Precisely. You visualize reclaiming your unique spiritual energy, making sure your connection feels authentically yours, grounded right here, right now, not pulled around by other energies or distractions.
It's like tidying up your spiritual house, keeping it clean.
That's a great way to put it.
I see the connection now. Bringing that scattered energy back to your core, stopping it from being hijacked by outside stuff or even your own habits of avoidance. Another practice that sounds related is what the sources call neutral observation techniques.
Yes, techniques like the creating and destroying bubbles practice from the 4Q boundaries framework. They encourage you to just neutrally watch your reactions to creation and destruction.
Seems simple, but how does that help with spiritual boundaries?
Well, that simple act often brings up and helps release stuck energy tied to past experiences, things that might be keeping you out of the present. When you focus on your spiritual body doing this, you directly notice how present you feel versus when your awareness drifts somewhere else into that spiritual realm.
Okay, so by consciously doing something neutral, like imagining a bubble, you catch yourself in the act of unconsciously checking out.
Exactly. You notice the shifts. It helps you identify and release that foreign energy or those unconscious patterns that lead to the drifting or escapism.
The whole process just supports staying consciously present, right here, even while acknowledging your spiritual self is, boundless.
It's this holistic approach. It ensures your spiritual connection isn't just expansive, but it's deeply integrated with your physical life. That leads to greater wholeness, a deeper sense of inner peace.
Because ultimately, if your spiritual boundary is strong, you make better choices for yourself.
Yeah, choices that truly support your well-being on all levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. When you're connected to your inner wisdom, your own core energy, you're much less likely to compromise your needs for external approval or go down paths that aren't truly yours.
That sounds genuinely transformative. Moving from unknowingly drifting, unconsciously checking out, to being consciously present, authentically connected to your spiritual core, always.
It's a subtle shift, but yeah, powerful. From feeling fragmented to feeling whole.
Through that consistent self-observation, using these simple but profound practices like grounding, consciously redirecting your attention, you really gain the awareness to anchor your spiritual body in the present.
And it's not just about feeling a bit better temporarily. It can fundamentally redefine your whole experience of what it means to be truly present, truly empowered day to day.
Enhancing inner peace, clarity in every interaction, engaging with life, fully aware.
With intention.
So this deep dive into spiritual boundaries, it's clearly a vital piece of a bigger picture for conscious living that our sources explore. We've touched on how these universal principles, often found in tools like grounding or energy retrieval, support these boundaries. But there's more.
Oh, absolutely. In future deep dives, we plan to unpack more of these practical foundational tools from the 4Q Boundaries framework. Tools that really support this journey further. We'll definitely delve into the grounding cord in much more detail, explore its full potential for releasing unwanted energy, maintaining that core connection. And we'll also explore inner sanctuary, which is a really powerful practice for cultivating your own personal haven of calm and clarity inside yourself, a place you can always return to.
Sounds amazing. Concrete ways to build and strengthen these energetic boundaries we've talked about today, allowing you to live with greater integrity and presence.
That's the goal.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this 4Q Boundaries deep dive into spiritual boundaries. We really hope these insights inspire you listening to, maybe embark on, or continue your own journey of self-discovery and conscious living.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Until next time, maybe consider this.
How might consistently, consciously anchoring your spiritual body in the present moment not only boost your inner peace and clarity, but also profoundly redefine your entire experience of what it really means to be present and empowered in your daily life? Something to ponder over. Keep diving deep.